Well, I guess I gotta make another video. Since YouTube loves to block my comments, so I'm sure they'll shadow ban this video as well, but some people will see it. So when you do see this video, do me a favor, share it far and wide. It's nothing new. Basically the same. The FBI has handed over COINTELPRO, Red Squad tactics to Homeland Security, local police. Fire departments also go along with this. Your community watch groups, citizen corps, community improvement associations, your local Freemason lodges, safe street programs, all the cop programs, all involved in community policing and committing crimes against innocent Americans who were illegally put on a Homeland Security watch list. Back in 2016, I got into an argument. You can see the emergency personnel going by, that white truck was. Back in 2016, I got into an argument with a man named Special Agent Fred Barnes, who works for Homeland Security, an African-American male who can be seen on LinkedIn with all of his credentials, working with Homeland Security, of course. This man cyber-stalked me for almost 3 years until he realized I found out that he actually worked for Homeland Security. Of course, the cyber-stalking stopped after that. Also, I did speak out about the red flag law that murdered Mr. Wilson here in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Unconstitutional law. They actually the Anne Arundel County Police woke this man up at 5 a.m. in the morning and demanded his legally owned firearm. Of course, he said no, and I guess there was a wrestling match that ensued, and they shot and killed this man, a 60-something-year-old man, half awake at 5 a.m. in the morning, demanding his firearm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, don't it? Basically, they targeted him. They were looking to kill him. I'm sure you all probably saw that video in Ohio with the police department pulling over Mr. Sheets. And part of the video, he said, gun is on the floorboard. And if you slow the video down, you can see him throwing a gun down on the floorboard. And this is the kind of stuff that all police departments do. They all do it. They all cover for each other. And if they think you're a criminal, they take the law in their own hands. They convict you and execute you on the street. So if you're a targeted individual and you're being heavily targeted by law enforcement, community watch groups, always have cameras going. One in your hand and one on your dashboard, like I have right here. Always keep them going to protect yourself. If a police officer starts to approach you, go live so everyone can see. These cops are murderers. They're absolute murderers. Anyways, it's misappropriations of federal grants. A lot of these groups like Citizen Corps, community watch groups, Freemason lodges, even churches. It's crazy. Get these federal grants to police the community. And they absolutely get away with crimes. The police cover them. The police tell them, hey, go ahead and commit these crimes. We got you covered. Officer Alwine of the Anne Arundel County Police Department, almost a year ago to the day, refused to write a police report on a shooting. Someone shot out the back window of my truck when I was only standing a foot away from the window. This piece of shit shows up, and he's concerned about my driver's license, my tag. He didn't care about the shooting. Nope, not one bit. There's the police. There's the emergency group. See, right there on the side of that truck. And, of course, there's red vehicles right behind it. Same fucking people. Anyways, another stalker's right there. What they'll do is they'll get a load of these fuckers to drive past you to make you look schizophrenic. But they use no more than like 50 to 100 personnel somewhere in that vicinity, because you got several groups involved in the felony stalking and harassment. So it is quite a few people. Of course, they play the mental illness card a lot. But that is so far from being the truth. Many a whistleblower has come out and revealed what they're doing under the Patriot Act and a bunch of other things that they do. Here comes another stalker pulling into the community. But anyways, yes, it's misappropriation of federal grants. These guys, it's all about getting those federal dollars, putting bunches and bunches of people on a list so those federal dollars keep rolling in, so these low-life fucking pieces of shit keep a job. It's human trafficking for federal dollars. Homeland Security is extremely guilty of this. You know, putting innocent Americans on a Homeland Security watch list over freedom of speech, over opinions, over what people believe, a constitutional right. You know, freedom of speech wasn't put first for no reason. It was put first because it's the most important right of them all. And the second most important is your Second Amendment right. If you're a targeted individual, you don't got felonies, get out there and get yourself a hand cannon. And take a gun safety course. And get yourself a permit to carry. And make sure you're filming all the time. And when one of these fucking perps slip up and make a mistake, a Second Amendment mistake, blow them the fuck away. It's your constitutional right to do so. As you can see, the police are even passing by. Their harassment never stops. It's constant felony stalking by these pieces of dog shit. They're the ones responsible, as you can see, more red vehicles, loads of white and red vehicles passing by. They're responsible for mass shootings. The Navy's shipyard shooter who carved electronic low frequency on the stock of his shotgun. Then you got Mr. Paddock out of Las Vegas. He was manipulated. That was so obvious. He was a gun collector. And he collected the very guns that law enforcement want to take from law-abiding citizens. So they targeted him for a long time, drove him completely nuts, manipulated his mind, turned him into a Manchurian candidate through electronic low frequency that delivers evil subliminal messages into the subconscious. When you do that to an individual over and over again and they don't know what's going on, you drive that person completely nuts. Not to mention the voice of God weapon they probably used on him, microwave weapon attacks. So he was manipulated into believing those people at that concert were something they were not. Mr. Paddock was described as a very, very endearing man. He helped the people he rented to. He was a landlord. He rented out apartments and condos to people. And even if they were late, he always helped them out. If they were late on their rent, he always helped them out. He even helped them out with food. He didn't evict them. I mean, everyone that talked about him said he was a great guy. But he was systematically destroyed by the federal government, by the FBI, by the CIA, by Homeland Security, by community watch groups, COPS program, InfraGard. All of them, they coordinate together to destroy a target. Like I said before, Freemasons call it silent dagger. The FBI calls it a soft kill. I call it, like I said before, premeditated murder by criminals with badges. Like I said, I'm making this video because every time I put this type of information out, if I make a comment and put this kind of information out, I type it, type it down as a comment. YouTube feels the need to block it. They don't want no one to know. They don't want no one to know that local law enforcement is murdering people in your community. And that's a fact, Jack. Make no mistake about it. If you're not targeted, you better listen to what I'm saying, because you could be targeted at any time. Look at the red cars rolling by. Yeah, the least bought car, colored car, red. But anyways, make no mistake about it. If you're not targeted, you could be targeted at any time. Any of your friends or loved ones, and their rights stripped away and made to look nuts. Yeah. This program is to make the target look mentally ill and crazy, so the police have a right to systematically murder you. They will set you up. If you don't got a weapon on you, they're going to put one on you. Believe that. If you don't got cameras rolling to prove your innocence, these cops, they will put a weapon on you to make it look like a justified shooting. You know, unbelievable what this country's turned into. Violators of civil and constitutional rights. Yep, we got our dog walker out, as you can see. Yep. That's typical. But if you got money and you got a lot of video evidence, start a federal case. You can't win with these people in your state, like county courts and all. They're all in it together. You have to go through a federal court to win against these motherfuckers. And you got to have a lot of good substantial evidence. Undeniable evidence, which I do have now. I mean, I can't tell you how many videos I have of the police felony stalking me within 1 to 3 minutes of me stepping outside my door or stepping outside of any facility. Doctor's office, Walmart, grocery stores, they're there within 1 to 3 minutes. If I pull over on the side of the road, they're there within 1 to 3 minutes. That's all felony stalking and harassment. That's a violation of my constitutional rights. So, right now, hunting for a new lawyer. I think the last lawyer I have has been tainted, so got to get rid of him. Not gonna feed some piece of shit some money who's working for criminals with badges. There's another one right there. But that's the best way to go. A lot of people you're dealing with too, they are liberals. They're for the Democratic Party. You get a lot of these people out here that are stalking others just because they're Trump supporters. Believe that. Outspoken Trump supporters are put on a Homeland Security watch list as well. Anybody who's an activist, a whistleblower, outspoken supporter of the Second Amendment, they're watching you. And they will try to destroy every aspect of your life. And if you're outspoken about their crimes, what they're doing to you, then they try to murder you by using microwave weapons, heart attack weapons. They'll target you in your home. They'll target you on the road. They'll use vehicles to try to get you into crashes. They'll poison your food at restaurants and bars. Sounds crazy, don't it? Precisely what they want you to think. But let me tell you, people who aren't targeted, I wish I was wrong. But this is what our government has turned into. This is what our government has allowed Homeland Security to turn into. And the FBI, local law enforcement, and other security contractors, allowing these Nazis, Freemason Nazis, to run amok in your communities, to shut down freedom of speech, ultimately to destroy all of your constitutional rights. I mean, this just isn't about the First and Second Amendment. This is about totally destroying the United States Constitution, to strip Americans of all their rights. Believe that. That's what's coming if people don't start being outspoken and start voting these pieces of shit out of office. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Like I said, I mainly did this video because I'm sick and tired of YouTube shadow banning every comment I put out. I mean, they are straight communists. YouTube, you people are straight communists. Putin would love you all, and probably does.